This is Wide Open with Chris Burandt. All right, what's up? So, as you heard from the intro song, this is Wide Open with Chris Burandt and friends.
MC's here.
MC, Ryan McConnell, longtime BBA employee, and then short-term BBA employee, Bubba Sellars.
So
What's
far.
up, Bubba? You've been working now for about a week.
Yeah.
We have definitely seen some of your strengths and weaknesses in this week. Spelling.
Typos, maybe? How do we spell snowmobile? And how do we spell your boss's name?
Chris Burandt.
That's correct. Yeah. Well, anyway.
We could go on about that, but we
Yep.
won't.
Welcome.
Episode 19.
Episode 19. So today we thought we'd talk about, we have such a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun topics. And by the way, in the last post we did, we said we were back with podcasts and, talk about an overwhelming response of
it was incredible.
glad to have you guys back. Would love to hear about this. And so we have a whole list that we've written down that we'll be working on and knocking out. But today it's mid-October and
People are excited.
Man,
We're excited.
I have not felt this type of excitement in this industry ever. And so, with that, it's like, we talked about in episode 18, we talked about sled prep, getting your sled prepped and
essentials for your sled.
Yep. And that's obviously very important. Yeah, and that's one of the things that we always talk about in order to have a good day on the mountain. All the things that we can control, we need to do our best to have those things be 100% dialed.
That's right.
And so sled is one, of course. The other one is us, right?
That's right.
Our bodies.
Mind and body.
Mind and body.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's so today what we're going to dive into is what we do personally to get prepared to maximize our days out on the snow. And for those of you guys who are new listeners or don't really even know what the heck we do,
True.
We spend close to 150 days out of the year on the snow, teaching people how to become better snowmobilers and pushing limits of our guests, of ourselves. And, one of the things that as people, I think this is what's really cool. I think, obviously investing in your machine, that's a really fun process.
That is.
And it's cool building mod sleds and tweaking and making it your own and all of that stuff. But one of the things that's, so incredibly awesome about coming to Burandt's Backcountry Adventure is you're investing in yourself.
That's right.
And so the money that it costs to come here is something that you will get and be able to take with you forever. And I think that's something that we as a company, especially over the last 5 years, have taken a lot of pride in understanding and knowing, like, man, these people are, spending their hard-earned money to come here and
time away from family, their businesses,
and investing in themselves to become better riders, so they can have a lot of fun in the sport that we all love.
That's right.
Okay, so to bring it all back in, Ryan, you get asked all the time, right? After you talk to them and tell them how cool this is and what they're going to get out of it, they come to you and ask you.
So in that beginning process, it's like, well, what do I need to do to be prepared? What am I up against? And really, one thing I like to talk about is just set the expectation up front that, Chris, let's just be honest, he makes things look really easy on the videos.
Well,
right?
It is easy. That's why you come to PBA. Teach you how to make it.
It is easy for him. Maybe us others not so easy. So I like to just be very honest in that it's way harder than than most people realize. Well, pretty much everyone realizes. It doesn't matter how good you are, how in shape you are, we will push you to the fullest. And that's not a statement of coming from an ego or anything. It's just pure honesty in the effort of, we're here to help you improve in all aspects of your riding and your physical and mental abilities. It's really what the business is boiled down to. So what I like to talk to with clients that are booking or interested in booking is just laying out what you're going to find when you come ride with us. And it's really about progression. And we talk about this a lot. 3 days is the sweet spot for riding with us. It's really the program, and we stick with that program, and it works. And we don't offer anything else but that now.
Yeah,
and that's go ahead.
We used to do 2 day, 3 night on a select few trips a year.
Yep.
And every time we did one of those, you could see that we weren't able to achieve the goal we wanted to with the rider.
That's right.
And it's funny. Everyone who rides 2 days wishes they would have rode 3. Anyone who has ever tried to ride 4 days wishes they would have done 3 as well. So 3 is definitely the sweet spot.
Yeah, so, it is, and it really boils down to how our back to the preparation. So talk about how difficult it's going to be, but it's the best kind of butt kicking there is. It's 3 days of progression. It's a big adjustment that first day. Let's talk about that a little bit. The first day, nerves are huge. There's anxiousness, there's excitement, it's everything. It's really fun for me to watch and see what people are kind of going through, because I lived it as a client for a couple of years. Yep. And it brings back such great memories about just the whole experience and getting to hang with the crew before we ride, after we ride, all that good stuff. But that first day, people are coming into the shop. We do a check-in at 9 a.m. in the shop. Everyone's grabbing food. We're getting ready. There's a lot of buzz, but we do a big riders meeting. And there we really try to go over all the elements of the days ahead, safety to avalanche safety to some riding tips and tricks. And
what to expect.
What to expect.
Yeah.
And, just kind of the rules of engagement, so to speak. But it's big for setting the 3 days forward ahead of what you're going to experience on the hill. And that first day for us is big for drills.
Yeah.
Let's just use that word, drills. It doesn't sound fun, but honestly, it's the absolute most essential thing we do to kick off those days of progression. Without it, we can't get you to the gnarly stuff.
Yeah. And, I think, so to back up a little bit, when I'm doing the riders meeting and I got all, these 14 dudes who are fairly nervous about what is about to go down.
There's nerves.
And, which has been pretty cool over the last few years. We get a ton of repeats. And so it's funny to watch the attitude of the repeats, right? Versus the guys who are new. And
they're kind of just, have they got their coffee? They got their new merch on.
Like, when are we going? Let's go. Come on. Let's go. It's like, woo, settle down. But also, when we talk about the fitness side of things.
Yeah.
We see the guys who say, Ryan told me I should be getting in shape. I wish I would have done it now. Because, walking up the stairs at the lodge, they're winded. And that's right. That's only 7,800 feet and
versus 11,500.
And it's funny, we hear this a lot. It's like, oh yeah, we ride 10,000 all the time. I'm like, I know, but that's our parking lot, bro.
It's way different.
So that's one of the things that we have here at our location that you just don't have anywhere else. And the difference between 10,000 and 11,500 is it's not 1,500 feet. It feels like you're on top of Mount Everest. And Bubba, you got to experience this just a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Bubba hasn't even been on a sled yet this year because obviously it's early season and we haven't even ridden yet. But we went and packed out an elk. A buddy got an elk and called, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And so drug Bubba and Avery along with me. And like first thing out of the gate, you're like, well, I can really feel that elevation. I'm like, well, dude, I can still see the truck, buddy. So we still got to go up a ways.
And the thing is,
you're in good shape too. So.
Yeah, I'm in good shape, and I'm used to hiking and hunting and going up elevation, but not being used to that extra 1,000 feet. Because I normally hunt at between 7 and 9.
Yeah.
And to be up that high, we were a quarter mile in, and I'm like huffing and puffing. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it.
So, and that's, and that's one of the things that, again, we are so, life is so busy these days, and it's so hard to just dedicate the time to do it. And what I'm talking about is, a workout program. But the thing is, and this is like what I try to tell people is, you don't have to work out freaking 4 hours a day and all this. You just have to, just a little bit makes a big difference. And this is what is, I think the best thing that I hear is when I hear a client come and he comes to me before the first day and he's like, dude, I've been working out, man. I am so pumped for this. It's the whole reason that I started working out was just for this trip.
Yep. It inspires them.
And then literally the first 45 minutes on the hill doing drills on first day, they're like huffing and puffing, and he's like, at first he feels bad, like, oh man, I thought I'd be good. I thought it'd be better, and I can't breathe. And I'm like, well, hey, imagine if you wouldn't have at least given some effort.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is good. We kind of broke down like the general, like, okay, first day, lots of nerves. We're excited. Some guys have made some good changes in life to help be prepared. We do our writers meeting. We go out, do drills. We got 2 more days of progression. We get people into gnarly stuff they never thought they could be in. But so further to what you're talking about, Chris, what can people do to be prepared before they show up? And hopefully it's preparing at least a month before they show up, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I really want to get into next is like, for you, for Bubba, we all have our little things we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I love to talk about the little things that make a big difference when you come here. So cardio, it's big. And to your point, Chris, it doesn't have to be super regimented. 4 hours a day, every day, doing weightlifting. It's so much mental as well. It's just knowing what you're up against. And that's why I kind of want to lay out like we talk about the altitude, and that's a killer here. It really is. We don't want to sugarcoat it. Be mentally prepared. This is harder than anything you've ever done, unless you've ridden here before.
Yep.
So I like to ride bikes, street, mountain, whatever I can do. I do it at least 2 or 3 times a week. It just keeps the cardio. I live at sea level, and I'm not here all the time, right? So, and the majority of our clients that are coming are from sea level, close to it.
Yeah.
Ride bikes a lot. I walk a lot. I walk every day, at least let's just call it every other day, 3 or 4 miles a day. And then just a simple workout plan. You can download, there's many apps you can download.
Yeah.
I just follow some simple abs and arms and leg kind of stuff. And I just keep regular.
Yeah.
So that when I jump on the sled to try to follow you, I'm not dying right away. Cause there is nothing better than seat time.
It's crazy. So that's your program, Ryan. And
it's pretty simple. It's just being outside as much as I can too.
I'd say, I'm fairly similar. Like, so my agenda really starts all the way back in April, when I end riding every day, essentially. It's a very easy transition for me to go into my workout program to get ready for hunting. And Chile, Chile's in the middle there.
Perfect.
And so, I actually, it's really nice for me because the only time of the year where I actually have a little bit of time. And so I enjoy like keeping my mind more than anything, my mind at that level that I want to be.
Engagement, right?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to fall away from it.
Yeah. To lose. And
to lose that.
Like, that's what I love about snowmobiling so much. And prior to me, like, actually working out and doing it, because I used to not.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah. I would have this, like, so imagine, you do the same thing every day for 6 months, ride, come home, get up, ride, right? And then when you stop that, like my mind and body just like would tank, and I didn't even know what to do with myself. And so, coming into and being really active in a workout program, for one, mentally it was awesome to keep me where I wanted to be and still enjoy that challenge of pushing myself. And then from a physical aspect, as I get older, I turned 42 this week. I mean, I literally, man, I think back, I'm like, I don't know if I've ever been in better shape. And that's pretty cool, but I got to work at it now. Like before I didn't have to.
I'm with you.
And
it's
now
a lot harder.
Yeah. And now I do have to work at it. But, again, we're going kind of down a tangent here, but
it all relates.
It all relates. So I want to be in the best shape I can for hunting. I like the mental aspect of it continuing to push me. And then, and then fast forward to snowmobile season, it gets me, I'm right in that prime to be ready. But to your point, and this is where it all came to, is no matter what I do from a workout standpoint, when I get on my sled for the first day and we get down into the hole and you're pushing hard, I get tired.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, dang it. Well, I'm glad I was working out, but there's nothing that replaces riding. And so you asked me, how can these people get prepared to come out here? And so from the fitness standpoint, again, just
be consistent with some things.
Do your best.
Yeah.
Get 30 minutes a day if you can, right? That means you have to get up 30 minutes earlier in the day to at least get something done.
It'll inspire you for your rest of your day as well. I can guarantee that.
That's right. And so it was funny this morning. I did not want to get up. I actually slept for the first time in like 4 days, and I woke up.
I haven't seen that in years, actually.
I woke up and... Well, so anyway, I came out here, and the reason you didn't see me in the house is because I
did it quick.
I wanted to sleep in, but I didn't. I came out here and I worked out because I'm like, well, I'm going to be talking about this on the podcast. I better not succumb to being lazy. And it's not lazy. It's like it's
making the easy choice.
The day is hard, and we're all of you who are listening, you're business owners or you're guys who just work your butt off, and we have families, and so to balance the time is hard. But in the end, I just said this is what I need to do. And so anyway, so I'm gonna move it just a little bit away from. Okay, so you guys.
Get the idea.
You get the idea, right?
You get the kind of general layout.
Try to put a program together. It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to be this muscle builder. We need a little bit of cardio. Try to work on core, legs, and do your best to be the most prepared you can.
That's right. And just have in your mind that you are up for one of the biggest challenges of your life.
Yeah.
If you have that mindset, and it really is so much about mindset. I'm not sure where you're going next with this, Chris, but just quickly on that, just be prepared for that challenge mentally and know that you're going to fail. We all do. And we learn from those failures, and that's how we get better. That's one of the biggest messages I like to portray. And it's about, achieving goals. So we're achieving goals every day. We're on the mountain, and we can translate that into all aspects of life. And I know that was one of the biggest things for me as a client, was seeing this amazing operation and the awesomeness of taking what I thought I knew and progressing from there. And it's really been for the last 10 years for me.
Well, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges on our day one is, so you have all of these emotions. You've literally been thinking about this for a year, right? Since you booked or whatever. And the time has finally come. You're either physically and or mentally as prepared as you think you can be, and you have all these expectations. Yep. And then we go and literally get on the most wide open hill that you can go, and
sometimes they're crushed,
and right
on the open hill.
Yep. And how many times do we hear, I thought this was going to be easier than it is.
Expectations, right?
I'm normally better than this.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, well, that's okay. It's totally okay. And so this is where we we love this part of our job is like we can obviously see the struggles, and so it's like, okay, cool, well, guess what we're going to do now we're going to fix it. We're going to fix all of it. And this is what's neat. I love when we see comments of, man, I watch all your YouTube stuff and everything, and it's really helped my writing, and that's great, and we love being a part of that. But when you have us 3 feet away from you, yelling at you, telling you, no, get your foot back. No,
eyes up, finger on the brake.
No, don't turn that way. It's like, the learning curve, it's incredibly cool to watch how fast things can actually change.
One of the most exciting and enjoyable aspects of our job.
Yep. Yeah. And I think, and so this is I think the most enjoyable part for me is, so when we get the guy who has ridden all his life, I'm going to use Mark as an example.
Mark. Yep.
Mark
is a prime example. Man, what an amazing.
It was such a cool story. Because Mark was a client who came with a buddy. But
and this was last season.
A part of our writers meeting, we go down the line and I ask you, so it's incredible that you're here. Thank you for spending your hard-earned money here. It's our jobs as guides to make sure that you leave here feeling content, and that you got what you were hoping for. So
what is that?
What are your goals?
Yeah.
Right. And Mark's answer was, I've been riding for a long time, and I'm actually just here for my buddy, and maybe I'll pick up a thing or two. Mm-hmm. So the devil horns popped out of my head at that time. Okay, cool, Mark. Well, it sounds like you got everything dialed. So we'll be good, man. I don't.
You can get away with that.
Do you see the smirk on my face for all you YouTube guys? So I can get away with it. So,
I'm hiding in the corner going, oh boy.
So me and Mark,
this is going to be interesting.
Day one, first literally about 3 minutes. I'm like, hey, Mark, come on, dude. Let's go just rip up here real quick and we'll get these guys set up and do a drill. And, I go get Mark stuck. And then, no worries, dude. It's all good. Our snow's a little different here. So I'll just give you a ski pole and let's just go right up here. And then, Mark gets stuck again. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, so, those things we were talking about, like you need to work on a couple things. So what do you think about going and doing some like drills with the other guys? Yeah. Okay. Maybe we should do that. Okay, cool. And then we changed Mark. Yeah. And
to see because I didn't get to ride with you that day. I was out with Ross or whoever it was, Kyle. To see that kind of change in perspective on the face and just the whole way he carried himself, it was just so cool to see the transformation, really.
Yeah.
And it was from kind of a little bit like, he was excited to be here.
But I don't know what I'm going to get out of it.
I'm not sure. A little bit subdued, right?
Yeah.
And then it was just a whole change. Like he was talking more.
Yeah.
He was activated.
Yep. And because we talk about this a lot, I think so I got 2 points here. One is there's a little bit of a misconception of, well, I'm already a good rider. Why would I come to BBA?
There's a bit of that.
There is that. And then
because we've changed our program so much, in talking about where we've come from, can you hang, to now it's not just get your butt kicked, see if you can follow. We're taking you from the drills to the butt kicking, and the butt kicking's happening in between. But it's such a change. It's such a change, and cool to see how we've taken the business in that direction to this whole story of Mark, right?
Yep. And so I think what happens there is when you are the best rider in your group, you no longer are getting pushed.
Yep.
Now you're just trying to get your buddies to where you are. And then, it's very easy to plateau, unfortunately. And when you plateau, then and that's where Mark was. And just thinking back is like, he was the top dog riding in an area that he knows very well on a sled that he thought was good for him at that time. And that changed when he came and rode with someone that was a little bit, that was better than him in terrain that was a little bit different, in snow that was a little bit different. All the things that he was used to or that he could get away with at home, you couldn't here. And that's what was really cool is he's like, oh, this is a little different. And I'm not winning right now. I'm losing. And so what do I need to do to win?
How do we win?
And so fast forward, we had an incredible 3 days. He ended up parking his sled one day and riding one of ours because his sled setup
just wasn't quite right.
Well, and Mark is a big dude. He's 6'4", and he comes in with, I think he had a 27-inch riser on his sled. And so that was a little excessive. And the first day, I knew when he unloaded his sled and brought it into the shop and was working on it a little bit, I'm like, I don't care how tall you are or how good of a rider you are. This setup is going to crush you. Yeah. It's going to kill you. And I didn't say anything because people have their own personal setup. But instead of saying anything, I just showed him.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes that's the best way.
I showed him on the hill, like, why this setup is hurting you. And then the next day he rented one of our sleds. And it ended up being a lot more of an enjoyable experience. And then he ended up buying one.
That's right, he bought one of ours. Yeah. He came back again.
He came back 2 times.
Yeah, and then he's coming this year.
Yeah, and he's building a sled.
It's just really exciting.
And I mean, that's just one of those stories that, again, if we circle back and we talk about being prepared for the season and prepared for the ride, like, there's different levels of that. You can go and be just prepared to do what you normally do. But the thing that we love, or that I love about this sport, is I'm trying to prepare myself for whatever is next, not for what I know, but what I'm trying to achieve. And that is, like, what's the next step or next level in the industry, in this game.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if you come here with the mindset, I'm willing to learn and to grow, no matter what level you're at, you're going to get better.
Yeah. And that's what's hard is most people don't come. No, I don't want to say most. Some people don't come here. They come to see where they're at. And I like that.
And that's cool. And one thing we say a lot, and tying into everything you're saying, Bubba and Chris, is, you get out of it what you put into it. So, not to be negative in any way, but if you just come, just kind of hang out, well, you're not going to grow as much as if you really put yourself and stretch yourself into those zones where it's not comfortable. Yeah. I kind of just wrote down comfort zone. That's a dangerous place to be on the snow on your sled as well as in life. It just doesn't allow you to grow.
Yeah.
Right? When we're facing our most difficult times in life, whether it's relationships or otherwise family, on the snow, that's when we grow the most. And I guess that's one of the things I like to portray in all this, is that, it's the mental side of things. We talk about physical preparation. It's about pushing your skills and abilities, your comfort zone.
Yeah. And it's funny how that has all come about. When we first started, like, this whole day one, let's just go on, the wind blown open junk, right? Like, okay, guys, the sooner we can, like, master this, the sooner we're going to go play. And then, everyone's like, oh, so all I have to do is go up on this open side hill, stop, and, like, be in control and come down. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got to do. And it's funny as guides, you're like, oh man, and this is many years ago. Like, my thought process was, all right, let's just get this done. And that way we can go ride. And now, man, I love it. For one,
you're honestly the best at sticking to it.
I am practicing, even like every day. So I get to do this every first day. Yeah. I get to, like, go, like, tweak little things to make it even that much easier. And
because we can all find improvements.
Yeah.
Even at your level, doing a basic drills on the most open hill here, you are fine tuning things and seeing things about maybe how your sled's working and your equipment you're using, and fine tuning. And it's good to hear you say this, because it's a great reminder for us as guides that it's so essential.
Yeah.
It really is. And that's a message I personally, as part of this, when I'm booking people, I want people to understand how important that is. it gets lost sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? And we talked about this morning, last night, how important this is for our business, for our clients to be the best they can be and get the most out of what we're teaching.
Well, and where I will never forget it, so the light hit, or the light bulb came on in my head after this one moment. So this was 2 years ago in Chile. I had Dale Ray down there, and Dale is a client that has, from a riding standpoint, like he is an A+ elite rider.
Yep.
He can ride with, you know, all of us guys in Narville. And he didn't always used to be like that, but he has worked his ass off to get to that level from a fitness standpoint, a mental standpoint, a sled equipment point. I mean, he's the definition of all in, right? Mm-hmm. He went all in. And so, but my point of this was, so we're in Chile. So he like plunged for Chile, right? And Chile is like a big investment from a money standpoint, time standpoint, and everything. And so, you know, I'm a little nervous here because Dale comes down, and I know, you know, like Dale, in my mind, his agenda is like, dude, I want to go ride. Yeah. I want to get, like, I want you to push me. And so
let's go to Narville.
And so I'm a little nervous of this, right? And because I'm like, well, we have a little different program and our day one, and I have some riders with him that need a little bit of help, right? And so I'm like, well, how the heck am I going to balance this? I got, you know, Dale, who's a ripper. Randy was actually, yeah. So like we have some people down there, but I'm like, I got some guys I need to work with. And so I'm like, hey, Dale, just, you know, be patient with me. Let's get you know, I know you're good here, but so my point is, you know, we start doing the drills a little bit, and I find a couple things with him. I'm like, hey, Dale, hey, dude, like you need to tweak this just a little bit and slow down a little bit right there. And, you know, when you dive that ski, you know, all these things and then, you know, he comes to me after that. He's like, hey, like that's really good. Like I need that stuff. So like, don't feel obligated to like have to take me riding, like ripping. I need this stuff too. And I'm like,
the light's kind of clicking on, right?
Oh yeah. So, well, and it's no different. Like I need that stuff too. Like when I do it, I don't have anyone watching me or critiquing me, but I'm feeling it. Like when it feels a little harder, what do I need to do to tweak it? And so that's it. You know, that's, you know, when we talk about the preparation, and so that leads me to this one topic that from a preparation side. So we've talked about the mental side and the physical side. Yep. I think those are two things that we've done a decent job covering. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's the other side. And some people unfortunately don't get a ton of seat time. And some people, and this is really torture for them, that they haven't ridden all year and then they come to our place. And so we do our best of breaking them in easy. But if you get, and here's what I want to talk about as far as maximizing seat time. And what I talk about there is it's really easy, especially when, you know, you only get those handful of days on the snow before you're coming out and see us. You just want to go ride. And it's like, okay, that's fun. But, you know, we have many YouTube videos and everything talking about the essentials of what you have to be successful here. And that is understanding how to get on edge, slow and control, and being able to stop on one ski nose low. And you can literally do that on flat ground. You can, you're right. You can, like I use Kyle's analogy all the time is, you know, when he lives out in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So he didn't get to ride out west a ton, but you know, the ditches of Minnesota, I mean,
provide learning opportunities.
That is something. So that's my point is all the things that you need to be able to do to be successful in the mountains, you can literally do in the flat or any terrain. Yeah. I mean, understanding how to counter steer, get up on edge, finger on the brake, park, nose low. I mean, you don't need to be in Colorado to do that.
And likewise, everything you learn here from us, translates to those same exact areas we just discussed.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think of all the other riding places that you talk about the UP and the East Coast and I mean, Flatville, Minnesota, Iowa, I mean, all of it. You can still do you can still mountain ride without mountains. And so, those are some of the things that I encourage people to do is don't just go ride. I mean, all the time, right? Take 30, 45 minutes of the day and practice.
I mean, makes a big difference.
We do.
Yep. And if you're coming out, take those things into consideration, the mental, the working out, the physical stuff, and the seat time, because when you get on a sled, you're going to be using muscles that you didn't know you had.
Yeah.
It's just like when you might go on a walk every day, but you go hike up a hill, your butt hurts the next day.
It's different. Yep. So, I mean, that's what we wanted to talk about today.
There's obviously more detail, but that's what you're going to get when you come to us.
Yeah. Well, and I guess I'm thinking here's how we roll into the next podcast. So we talked about, the fitness side of things. Well, one of the topics that we got requested a bunch to chat about was the elk hunt. So I'm pretty excited to talk to you guys about that, but we're going to do that for another podcast. We're 40 minutes in right now. And so what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've covered your topic here?
That's really it. And, really just wanted to, portray that message as clear as possible. So people that are coming to ride with us this year and in coming seasons and Chile and Grizzly and all the places we get to go, that you're as ready as can be. It makes the biggest difference.
It makes a big difference for you to have the experience that in your mind you feel like you're going to have.
Yep. We want you to leave with the biggest gains possible. And that will happen if you just kind of follow some of these simple guidelines.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to having everyone out this season, and I'm excited. I mean, this is one of the most exciting seasons ahead that I've had, with some new people and just some new stuff going on, being a part of the podcast. The vlogs are coming back. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. I think from a company standpoint, I can speak for all of us, Kyle and Andrew and you and Bubba has all of these, Bubba has no idea what he's getting into, which is really fun and exciting.
Fun to sit here and kind of watch him and see his excitement and just what you said. He doesn't realize what's ahead.
And so I think that's what's been so awesome for myself is mentally the day, all 3 days are essentially the same. Day one is drills and getting people that necessary skill set to really kick butt on day 2 and 3, where, we're pushing them into, pushing that comfort zone, but putting them into places that they didn't think that they could do. And now they're doing it in control and having fun. And so my point of all that is from a guide standpoint, the agenda is the same.
Whether it's riding with you,
Yep.
Kyle, Andrew, myself,
we're
all
right.
doing the same thing, right?
We are all doing the exact same thing. And so I think that's what's the positivity that we as guides have, like for this year, especially Kyle, right?
Oh,
like
my gosh.
Kyle has transformed. I mean, year one, all I want to do is chase Chris Burandt around and go get stuck and pull on skis.
Yep.
And year 2, kind of same
Mostly
thing.
the same.
And
we
then,
gave him crap for it.
Yeah. And then, last year it was like, hey, Kyle, I need you to, like, it's time to,
It's go time.
Pull up your britches and
you're taking
man
some
up.
groups.
Right. You're taking some groups and responsibility. And now year 4, he's like, dude, I am so fired up. I can't wait to, teach people and because it's
addictive.
It's so rewarding.
Everywhere.
I mean, I've told this story many times, and see, this is
As
why.
we go into an hour. Here we go.
Yeah.
Round 2.
I'm going to make this short, and we're going to wrap it up. But
That's good.
My favorite story is 2 years ago, I had a group from the East Coast, and they thought they were going to come out here, and they just wanted to go slay mountains. And literally, we went to the first hill to do the drill. And
I remember.
I think there was 18 sleds upside down on top of people, and I'm like, holy shit.
There we go.
This is going to be a long 3 days. And
Where's the mountain ops ignite?
And literally by the end of day 1, and we worked hard, I was like, you know what? We're going to be okay. And then by the end of day 3, I will never forget. I mean, I have the mental picture in my head. Like we literally, this is what I love. Like mimic the same exact drill at some point during day 2 or day 3 that everybody was an absolute disaster on day 1. So just surprise them with that, right? I'm like, all right, guys, follow me. And you come up and we all turned like park, nose low, on edge. And I'm sitting there looking back and everybody does it. And I'm just like, hey, guys.
Kermit look.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember when I tried to get you guys to do that day 1? And then it's like, and then they like, look at their buddies and smile and high five. And I mean, from a teacher standpoint, I'm just like, I mean, it doesn't get any better.
No, it doesn't. And then we talk about this too, the looking back and laughing at yourself.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. And it's a good thing. Like I'll say that, in another aspect of what to expect. I'll say that to a lot of people that are booking. Well, we talked about this already, the days of progression, but day 1 to day 3, if things are going well, which they usually are,
it's
a
huge.
huge difference. We're laughing about what we did mistake-wise on day 1 versus where we're at on day 3 as we're up in Narville and you can barely even side hill through the thick trees. On day 1, we were on a wind-blown open hill.
It's the
struggling. Struggle bus.
It's the Joe Montemayor effect.
Joe. Yeah, I mean, the names, there's just...
I know, we have so many names.
We could do a podcast on just some of the stories with some of these clients that have become part of the family. And that's what we want. We want you guys to be part of our family.
That's right. I guess my favorite thought process is, after I'm like, are you sure you've ridden a snowmobile before? And now,
we've had some mountain riders that we say that
sure.
to. Yeah.
And that's Joe.
I might have been one of them.
Joe, his story, I love his story. And, he comes 3 times a season, 3 or 4 times a season.
He's basically living here.
Yeah. Oh, talk about going all in.
He's all in. He's
bought a house, bought a truck and trailer and sled, and it sits here.
He's just a mini BBA.
Yeah, that's right. But Joe he said, I accept the challenge. What do I need to do? And I'm all ears, and I want to learn.
It's funny as you're talking about this, I have visions of these days in the trees with him last year, where I'm helping people, and he's just whop. That was Joe. And then he's up there, hey, I need help. Yeah. All right, I'll be there. I mean, that's the best as a guide to see that. I
told a story in one of the previous podcasts of one of the days. I mean, again, I have lots of days I'll never forget, but that was one. I'm like, Joe's like, no, you're below me. I'm like,
there's
yeah, right,
no
Joe.
way.
There's no way in hell you're above me, stuck. And sure enough,
he was there, wasn't he?
He was up there, freaking pinned against a tree. Biggest smile on his face I've ever seen. I'm like, Joe, you do not belong up here. Get down here.
Get down.
All right.
And this year he's got the mega build.
I know. It's awesome.
That's going to be so fun. Well, anyways, we could ramble, but we won't.
All right. We'll wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
Thanks so much.
Just another topic. Cause there's lots. There's, today we ended up diving into a little bit more of the personal side of things instead of the sled side of things, but you need both to be successful on the mountain. And, hopefully our take there helps you get motivated and driven to get out there and kick some butt because,
that's what it's about.
It's what it's about. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll obviously have more coming. So
keep the ideas coming. Message us. Shoot me an email, Ryan at Chris Burandt. I'm happy to take it all in, and we'll do what we can to make it happen.
All right, guys. Peace out.
See you next week.